Max, what should the Lakers' next move be?
The next move should be what I've been saying all along, go get Kawhi Leonard. And I believe it can happen because when you look at what's out there for Kawhi, the relationship looks irreparably damaged with the Spurs. What else is out there that the Spurs are going to get back from Kawhi? They're talking to Boston. Boston doesn't want to give up young talent. Philadelphia doesn't want to give up their young blue chip talent. Obviously not Simmons or Embiid, but we're talking even Markelle Fultz. Well, the Lakers have good, interesting, actually high upside young talent that they should be willing to part with for Kawhi Leonard. So before I did anything else, were I the Lakers, were I running the show for the Lakers, I would see if not draft picks every year for the next 20 years, first round picks, but if I could, you could basically have what you want on my roster other than LeBron. Because if I put Kawhi Leonard with LeBron James, it is on.
Here's the deal. I can't dispute that, but I'm inclined to believe that the first thing the Lakers should do is go out there and try to get themselves Damian Lillard. Because I think the chances of getting Damian Lillard might be better than getting Kawhi at this particular juncture. I think the Spurs are holding firm to their position. It's not going to work. Tony Parker decides he's leaving to go to Charlotte, wants some more playing time, obviously, more money as well. He's going to get that in Charlotte more so than he was going to get in San Antonio. We all get that. But you also have to remember, let's not think for 1 second that after Tony Parker led a team revolt, basically confronting Kawhi Leonard to ask him about the legitimacy of his injury and whether or not he was going to come back to play last season, that was still something that Kawhi Leonard was personally offended by. You got Steven Jackson for the San Antonio Spurs swearing up and down that never would have happened without Greg Popovich's okay. So we all know that Kawhi Leonard wants out of San Antonio, not to mention the fact that he's tired of the Riverwalk. He wants to get back home to L.A. We all know that he wants to get out, but that doesn't mean that the San Antonio Spurs are going to capitulate. I say make the call for Damian Lillard for two reasons. Number one, you might have a legitimate shot at getting him because GM Neil O'Shea might want to wheel and deal in Portland. That's number one. You have the requisite parts that Portland would likely be attracted to. But number two, and more importantly, it puts the Spurs up on their heels, recognizing that if the Lakers back out and they try to make a deal for somebody else and they're hell-bent on waiting until Kawhi Leonard's a free agent next summer, then that might serve to further dissipate and erode whatever leverage the San Antonio Spurs believe that they have. So if you're the Los Angeles Lakers, you could play that game and it could work for you twofold. I'd consider calling Damian Lillard, Portland rather, about Damian Lillard first. That's what I would do.
Let me just add real quick. Damian Lillard did backtrack on wanting to go to the Lakers, guys. He tweeted, "Blazers for life, my guy," and also everything's a stretch when people asked about him going to the Lakers. So he just put those out.
Well, let me say this in response to that. Obviously, that's his position. As I reported yesterday, the Portland Trail Blazers, that's where he would like to stay. Damian Lillard will not ask for a trade. He certainly has never been of the mindset that I don't love Portland. In Portland, he's the face of the Pacific Northwest because they no longer have a team in Seattle. So he's raking in over $27 million in salary and then about an additional 15 to 22 more in endorsement deals. So when you look at it from that perspective, he's bringing in over $45 million annually. He recognized that. The problem is he also wants to win. And Portland's not going to get better unless they get rid of CJ or Damian Lillard because those are the only two with tradable value. So as a result, where do you go from there? It's the Lakers or New York. That's what I was told he wanted. That's what I stand by. I also heard this yesterday, by the way. He would actually prefer to be in New York than L.A. It's just that New York doesn't have the requisite parts to offer Portland in order to get him. But if he had his druthers and all things were equal, meaning that there was a deal on the table that Portland had the choice of picking from, and both of them was of equal value, and Damian Lillard could pick New York or L.A., he would actually pick New York because he's not inclined to want to be a part of that circus that's going to exist in Los Angeles. But those are his two choices, the Lakers or the Knicks, if things can improve in Portland.
Look at the Lakers, what they had, what would be 4 of their starting 5 this upcoming season had they not signed LeBron James, by the way, or Rondo or anyone. Lonzo Ball at the point, Hart at the 2, Ingram at the 3, Kuzma at the 4. So these precious assets everyone's clinging to, what does that sound like? Even if those guys were all in their primes right now, That's a really nice team. I don't know about a championship team if they were all in their primes, but they're not, and we don't know what they're all going to be. So I'm telling you right now, if you just started me with nothing but Kawhi and LeBron, I like my chances. That's the guy I'm moving on. Here's the other thing. I'm not going to pretend Rondo is Damian Lillard at this point. I understand. Lillard, especially in the modern game, the way he can shoot the three, run the pick and roll, I get it. But who played better in the playoffs last year, Lillard or Rondo? Who would you rather have, by the way, mentoring these guys? Lillard's great, love Lillard, but they got a point guard in Rondo. They already have that guy to go with LeBron. Now imagine sliding Kawhi in there. And even if you had to give up Kuzma, Stephen A., let's say you still have Josh Hart. So 4 of your starting 5 is Rondo at the point. You got a guy who can shoot and defend at the 2 who's young and improving. Kawhi and LeBron. All of a sudden, you're kind of met. Now, you don't have the bench. You're not there yet. They have to play together. I get it. But on paper, you're kind of matching up at 4 positions with anybody in basketball, including the Warriors. You ain't going to beat the Warriors yet, but boy, you're already knocking on the door. The first thing I do is try to get Kawhi Leonard, and I try to do it right
Bless you.
now.